talking to General V.N. Sharma, Indian Army's 14th Chief of Army Staff, for the playlist Going Strong. My next question to you, sir, is that you've had a tenure against countering insurgency in Mizoram. You have any recollections, or would you like to bring out some lessons for the benefit of viewers today?
I went to Mizoram in autumn 1973. The insurgency had started in 1967. Nonetheless, when I arrived there, I came to know that the boss of the insurgents was an ex-Assam Rifles Havaldar by the name of Laldenga, who became the head of the insurgency, and many of the Assam regiment Mizos had joined him for this insurgency. And the terrorists in Mizoram know the terrain extremely well. My predecessors had already done a lot of work. General Navil Rawley, who later became the vice chief, was the army commander, and he himself, as a lieutenant colonel, had commanded a battalion in Mizoram. So when I was a colonel GS of the armored division, I was with them in the 1971 war. I was promoted to full colonel. I was promoted to brigadier a little late in life. So I went from Ambala, where the armored division was positioned, to Aizawl through Calcutta. In Calcutta, I called on the army commander because I was going to Mizoram, and I knew that he had commanded a battalion there. And he received me in his house over a cup of tea and explained what he had done as a lieutenant colonel commanding a battalion, a guards battalion in northeast Mizoram, where the main town was Nopa, and how he dealt with the terrorists, and he expected that I should show some results. Now, I'm an armored corps man, and most of the infantry people were rather surprised that a tank fellow is being sent into a counterinsurgency infantry area. But there are one or two things here. It doesn't matter what sort of a person you are in the army. This is all just statements made by people. There are examples in the war where a medical officer has commanded in World War II an infantry battalion and done extremely well. There are examples of army service corps officers taking over whole battalions and assisting in the good operations. It doesn't matter. A commander has to be a commander. He has to lead well. He has to have the guts to carry out operations, no matter what he ranks on his shoulders. So I must tell you before going further that whether you are armored corps or infantry or services or artillery or signals, it doesn't matter a damn. The quality of man is what matters. When I went to Mizoram, I had about 14 or 15 regular battalions under my command. You see, there were 4 Assam Rifle battalions, there were 2 UPPSC battalions, there was a 1 BSF battalion. So I had something like 19 battalions under my command as a brigadier. So I visited all these people. Some of them were in areas which are not reachable by vehicle, so you have to go by helicopter and land on some place. And some of them were 3 days march from the capital Aizawl, located in various areas. Now, what my predecessors had done in Mizoram, right from General Manekshaw's time when he was Eastern Army Commander, is to group all the separate villages into group centers.
Yes.
So that if they are contacted by and next to every group center was a military post. So that in case there is any contact by hostiles with the people,
yes,
then the group center is there with its patrolling to paklo them if possible. See? But what we don't realize amongst the insurgents and the people is that they are all related. Yes. Who is an insurgent? He is the brother, yes, son, or husband
father
of a family which is overground. Why is he become an insurgent? He become an insurgent because in those days the Laldenga etc. felt as motivated by the missionaries, the Christian missionaries,
okay,
who had been there from 1850, right?
Yes.
to say that you Mizos are a separate tribe. You don't belong to India or anyone else. You are a lost tribe of Israel. You know, if you look at the Old Testament of the Bible,
Yes.
when the Israelis were taken away by Moses to cross the Sinai desert and go to the promised land,
Yes.
there were 12 tribes. In their way, one of the tribes got lost and could not be collected.
And he connected
So
them
Mizos
to,
were told
yes.
by the Irish missionaries and others that you are the 12th tribe of Israel. If you be independent, it doesn't matter. We will all support you from outside, and whatever you want will be done. That's why the government of India, when we became free, made sure that all the missionaries are sent back to their homes.
Yes.
Because you must understand that religion is a very motivating factor
Yes.
and a binding factor for people who are not very highly educated. What I have noticed is that no matter what caste or creed you are, if you are very highly educated and you have understood the process of life, etc. yourself, you really go beyond religion. You go above it. You don't have to follow any dogma.
But not so for the people who are not educated.
For the majority population.
Yes.
They are not very well educated. To them, a padri or somebody or a person who is considered highly educated, and you must give credit to the padris and the missionaries, they brought their wives, their children into remote tribal areas and lived there,
Yes.
which our Indians never did.
Yes.
You live in the tribe, you have aspirin and a few medicines, penicillin or something. You are like God because you can cure the diseases. You see? You have a slight medical knowledge and you can cure the diseases. With the result, you think you're God.
That's what the missionaries did.
Huh?
That's what the missionaries did.
They lived there.
Yes.
They came to know the language, they came to know the customs. For example, in Mizoram, they are 100% Christians. Right?
Yes.
Christianity itself has about 7 or 8 different
Yes.
sects, like Tenth-day and Adventists, and you know,
Yes.
people there. I mean, I don't know all the things, but there are about 10 separate sects.
Yes.
So, depending on which padri was training which people, there are of those 10 different sects.
Yes.
So, one of the things I did when I went there is to start attending the churches. Very lucky for me, my elder brother, Sherwood Nath Sharma,
Yes.
he had been a full colonel of the border roads in Mizoram
Okay.
some years before me.
Yes.
He went in 68 or so and came away in 69.
Yes.
Border roads is constructing roads.
Yes.
And with the result, they're friends of the people. They don't want any conflict.
Yes.
They are constructing a road, and the Mizos and everybody know that if you construct a road, then they will have access to the remote villages, which otherwise is 3-4 days march. So, if you construct a road or a cutting or something, even if it's a kacha road, then with a jeep or something you can reach by transport. Which means that they can come and go and buy victuals like food and other things from the main
Yes.
town centers themselves, right? So border roads are friends of the people. With the result, he had a large number of Mizos working for him
Yes.
in the border roads because much of the labor was drawn from the local population. And then he had people who were in charge of that labor, who were slightly senior people in the Mizo land. So I met him in Calcutta before going to Mizoram. I said, give me the full list of your friends.
Yes.
And I went to each one of their homes and said, I am his younger brother. With the result, I made friends with a large number of Mizos.
You came to be trusted.
Yes.
Yes.
No, what I am trying to say here, you have to be a friend of the people.
Yes.
Many of our soldiers go there, they think they are the enemy. I had to tell my battalion, so many battalions under my command. How does the battalion get accolades? By killing so many underground or by capturing so many weapons. Their job is to kill the underground and to capture weapons. Because if you capture weapons which are coming from China,
Yes.
right? And also if the underground raids some military post or a police post,
And
they take the weapons.
Yes.
China sends a lot of weapons.
Yes.
China plays a good hand in creating problems for India.
For India,
This is a part of strategy. I mean, I'm not going to say anything in the Chinese. They're as good people as we are.
Yes.
But if they are playing a game against you, they'll take every advantage. So all the tribals go to Yunnan province in China, across Burma.
For training.
They get weapons, equipment, food, training, everything. They come back, China returns.
Yes.
And they bring more weapons to distribute to their group, both in Nagaland and Mizoram. All right. So I understood that. Secondly, if you allow your officers and men to do depredations amongst the so-called hostiles, locals, what happens is that a military Jawan or a police Jawan is there for 2 years with no wife, no family, no nothing. He's looking at the local girls, everything. And the local girls, by the way, they can practice free sex, for instance, till they get married. This is their custom. So today, a girl could go with this chap, tomorrow with that chap, tomorrow the third chap. Nobody can question her. And once she's reached her adult age, chutti, you can do what you like, but when she gets married, then the rules break it, that you have to stay within the marriage. If you don't, then your bride price, whatever is being given, is all monetary. The judicial system is extremely interesting. For example, if you kill the favorite pig, the pigs are very important because they love the pigs, they grow them and they eat them also. See? So if you by chance kill a pig which came under your wheels of your jeep or something, to appease the owner of the pig, you say, in what way can I satisfy your agony for having lost your favorite pig? He says, maybe about 1,000 rupees would do. So if you have 1,000 rupees, the matter is over.
Settled.
Yeah. Similarly, when somebody gets married and there's a bride price, it's kept by the uncle. So if the man or the woman plays something outside the marriage, then the marriage is broken by the village council and the bride price is given to the aggrieved party. Matter is over. See?
They have their own custom.
No, the custom is monetary. Not like our court cases, court cases go on and on. Divorce ho gaya, ye ho gaya. What do you get out of it? Nothing, except that the lawyers take the money. So I think it's not a bad system. It happens in all our tribal areas. So these tribals are very interesting and I found them fascinating. And if you are friendly with them, I caught a number of hostiles. I used to question them myself, dressing as a captain and pretending to be an intelligence agent, giving them a cigarette and saying that, if you capture somebody, he's got a girlfriend in the town, he wants to marry the girlfriend. So he said, all right, I'll make you clean. That means I won't say that you're a terrorist. Hand you over to the police, who'll clean slate from the army. You can go marry your girl and settle down. But you have to give me something in return. So he said, what do you want? He says, we want your weapons and ammunition of your group. So he says, that's all you want. And there were occasions when I was given those weapons by clear directions to my patrols to go and collect the thing from wherever it was. So that battalion, which is not doing so well, collected 10 machine guns and G2 rifles and this and that, got accolades from the army commander, right? This is the way the insurgency functions. So the main thing about insurgency is what is the anger of the local people that has to be met by friendship, love and affection.
Grievance.
Not by danda. See?
Force will not work.
The force has to be gentle. And don't touch the women. One of the hostiles told me that those of your officers or men who chase our girls, we ambush them and murder them. But people like you who are not interested, we make sure that nothing happens. There's a chivalry.
Quite right.
So this is some points about the insurgency, and you will notice that in everywhere in the world where insurgency exists, Mizoram is an example where a highly insurgent state has become part of the nation as one of our states of India, perfectly peaceful, and the people are coming into central government service, into military, into police, into administration, and so on and so forth.
Thank you. Be with us. Our conversation with General V. N. Sharma will continue.